The commander of the Apex fleet stared from the bridge of his warship at the small human settlement below. His mandibles clicked in what his species considered laughter. 20 warships against one mining outpost defended by a single human. The battle would be over before it began. Final warning. Taryn Jane Miller, he announced over the comms. Surrender your mining rights to this moon, or we will obliterate your base. Thousands of kilometers below, Jane Miller sat calmly in her control room. She was 32, with dark hair pulled back in a practical bun, and the sturdy build of someone who had spent her life working in environments that wanted to kill her. The gravity on Earth was nearly 3 times that of standard galactic norm, making humans natural Deathworlders, a fact that most species respected from a distance. Commander Tak, she responded evenly. I understand your position, but this moon is registered to Earth Frontier Mining Corporation under galactic law. My legal rights are clear. The commander's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. Legal rights mean nothing against 20 warships, human. You have 30 minutes. Jane cut the communication. She had expected this. The Apex conglomerate had been trying to push independent miners out of the Fornax sector for years. They had thought her an easy target, one human, alone on a valuable, helium-3 rich moon, far from the nearest human military outpost. But they had underestimated what made humans the terror of the galaxy. In her 3 years on the moon, Jane had prepared extensively. Not with weapons. She had none that could challenge a warship. Instead, she had studied the Apex psychology, their cultural vulnerabilities, and their rigid command structure. She activated her terminal and accessed the Apex military frequencies she had spent months decrypting. With precise keystrokes, she crafted 20 different messages, each tailored to specific ships in the fleet, and scheduled them to send simultaneously. 28 minutes later, Commander Tak was confused. Each of his captains was demanding private communications. Sir, said his first captain, I've received intelligence that Captain Vril of the 7th ship plans to claim full mining rights for himself once we take control. Before Tak could respond, his second captain called. Commander, I've intercepted communications suggesting 3 ships plan to break formation and attack early to claim glory. Similar reports flooded in from every ship. In the strict hierarchy of Apex culture, such ambition was grounds for immediate discipline. Meanwhile, Jane had moved to step 2. She activated the atmospheric harvesters she had strategically placed around the moon. They weren't weapons, just mining equipment repurposed to release specific chemical compounds into the upper atmosphere. The compounds were harmless, merely creating a light fog that refracted light in ways that Apex visual systems found disorienting. From the fleet, the moon's surface began to shimmer with patterns that triggered ancestral warnings in Apex brains. Their species evolved on a world where such visual patterns indicated the presence of deadly predators. Bioweapon alert, one of the captains called. The human has deployed perceptual warfare. Tak knew this was incorrect. Their sensors showed no biological agents. But discipline was already breaking down as his captains argued among themselves, each convinced others were plotting against them. Jane's third move was her masterstroke. She transmitted a message on the open frequency. Commander, Tak, I've analyzed your fleet's positioning. Your ships have created a perfect resonance formation. By my calculations, if I detonate my mining charges in sequence, the vibrational wave will amplify through your formation, potentially overloading shield harmonics. I would prefer to resolve this peacefully. This was complete nonsense. Jane had some mining explosives, but nothing that could threaten a warship. But she knew that Apex military doctrine included obscure theories about resonance weapons, theoretical devices that no one had successfully built. Doubt crept into Tak's mind. Was it possible? Humans were known for their ingenuity, for turning mundane tools into unexpected advantages. Stories circulated through the galaxy of lone humans defeating overwhelming odds through what seemed like impossible means. Sir, his tactical officer reported, 3 ships have broken formation without orders. On her screens, Jane watched the fleet's perfect formation deteriorate. Ships moved to irregular positions, afraid of the non-existent resonance vulnerability. Captains were no longer responding properly to commands, each suspecting others of treachery. Jane sent her final message. Commander, I've just transmitted documentation of this illegal attack to the Galactic Council. Your ships are currently violating 6 separate treaties. I'm authorized to negotiate mining partnerships that would benefit both Earth and the Apex conglomerate, rather than pursuing sanctions that would cost your corporation billions. She included legitimate-looking documents that she had prepared months ago, official enough to create doubt, complicated enough that verifying them would take time. Commander Tak hesitated. His fleet was in disarray. His superiors would blame him if this simple operation turned into a diplomatic incident with Earth. The human had offered him a face-saving option. Hold positions, he ordered. We will verify the legal status of this moon before proceeding. 24 hours later, the Apex fleet departed. Jane's bluff had worked. Within a week, Earth diplomats arrived to formalize her mining rights and establish protective measures. In the official report, Jane simply wrote, "Confrontation avoided through negotiation." But across the galaxy, the story spread. How a lone, human Deathworlder, armed with nothing but knowledge and psychology, had brought an Apex fleet to its knees without firing a shot or lifting a weapon. It was, after all, what humans did best: